Hello, good morning, and welcome back to National IAS Academy. Dear friends, by this time, all of you have given your prelims. I hope it has gone really well. Yes, the question paper was a little difficult, a little tricky, and lengthier too. In this video, particularly, I'll be focusing upon the important trends that were there in the UPSC Civil Services Preliminary Examination 2022. How difficult was the paper? What has changed compared to the previous year question papers or previous year trends? And what would be the expected cutoff? But the main intention of this video is to inform you about the key answers, one of the most authentic key answers that we along with our team have developed or designed, and the link to these key answers would be available for both GS paper 1 as well as CSAT paper, and the link to these key answers would be provided down in the description box below. Please do check them out. In the description box below, at the top, we have given links to two links, that is link 1 and link 2. Link 1 is for GS paper 1 and link 2 is for CSAT. Please do check them out and download. And do not worry, whatever the score that you are scoring, do not worry about that. Past is past. Just check your score, and if possible, comment your score down below in the comment box. All right. So welcome to National IAS Academy. In this short and brief video, I shall be discussing about the key trends that were there in the UPSC Civil Services Preliminary Examination 2023. So let us begin. First observation. See, question paper was obviously lengthy and it was time consuming. Unlike previous years, for example, the question paper of 2022 could have been solved in less than 1.5 hours or in 1.5 hours. But compared to that paper, this year's paper was a little lengthier. So as a result, it was obviously time consuming, and this length or this lengthier nature led to increased stress during the examination for most of the aspirants. So if you have undergone stress during your GS paper 1, please do not be disheartened. It's not just you. Most of the aspirants were stressful because of the lengthier nature of the question paper. It was obviously time consuming. Second, the question areas seem familiar, but the difficulty lies in choosing the right option, because so far we could eliminate the wrong answers. But the trend this year has completely changed. But that doesn't mean that the questions were from somewhere deep inside the internet. The question areas or question topics are definitely familiar for you as well as me, but the kind of options or statements that have been given that make choosing the right option a little difficult. So definitely it's a trap to force candidates to attend the question, because looking at the question, for example, here we have question related to stupa. Who has not studied about stupa? Every serious UPSC aspirant would have studied about stupas. We know that it belongs to Buddhism. But see, the topic is familiar, but when you look at the statements, see, the concept of stupa is Buddhist in origin. Stupa was generally a repository of relics. Stupa was a votive and commemorative structure in Buddhist tradition. Statement 2 and statement 3, right away we know that they are right. But can the concept of stupa be traced to Buddhist origin or Buddhism? Here we get confused. We might not be sure about this statement, but still, even then, we are forced to attend this question because stupa seems very familiar, and we always have been expecting every year at least one question on Buddhism and Jainism. This is inevitable. So, as a result, we are mentally programmed to attend this question. So, this is a trap. Next, options are new and confusing. It's confusing whether first option or only one option. See, so far we had options like only one, only two, both one and two, and none of the above. In such questions, by eliminating one wrong statement, you could get the answer correct. But the trend has changed. Now you are asked to specifically choose or guess how many pairs of statements are correct. So this trend started in the year 2022. It was a very innovative and creative trend. So now you are asked to identify the number of pairs that are correct in the question itself. So even though if you are able to eliminate one statement, even then you would not be able to write the mark the right answer. So obviously options are new and confusing, and you'll be more confused when you look at the first option or only one option. Next, assertion and reason type is back. So most of the aspirants were saying the questions are new, or question trends or assertion reason type altogether a new concept has come, but that is not true. UPSC previously was using this these kind of questions, or it was framing questions based on assertion and reason. That trend is back now. It is not altogether new. The trend is back. So do not get confused. Yes, UPSC might keep changing the trends, and it is becoming a little unpredictable, but it is giving a level platform, a equal platform for all of us. Right? So assertion and reason type is back. This makes it confusing, particularly for candidates who are appearing for the first time. Veterans, somehow they are somehow they are familiar to the unpredictable nature of UPSC, but those first timers who have studied, who have given 1 year or 2 years of their full time into complete traditional preparation by going through core subjects, by solving PYQs, by solving mocks of various coachings. So this might be a surprise for you guys. Do not worry. This is a new trend. I mean, this is not a new trend. It was previously used in previous years, right? That assertion and reason type has been brought back now. Next, elimination scope is limited to the statements only. I told you previously that so far till 2021 we used to have questions like only one, only two, or two and three, one, two, three statements would be given in the question, and which of this statement or which of the statements given above is or are correct kind of questions would be asked. So in such questions, if you are able to eliminate one particular statement, then based on elimination techniques, most of the times you would be getting the right answer. But that trend has been, or that kind of pattern has been completely done away with. You won't get one such question this year. So this is with respect to options. But now you have scope of elimination in statements itself. For example, here you can actually look at the statements. Do not worry about these options. Look at the statements. If you're able to eliminate one statement, then you'll be left with only one, only two, only three kind of question answers. Yes, compared to the previous trend, this is a little bit difficult, and this is definitely trickier. But we have no other option but to go for this technique only. All right. Next, less remote areas, but question is asked in unusually different manner, like in polity MLA. See, there were very few questions on polity. Yes, obviously, questions from polity were familiar. All right. So they looked familiar. The questions were based on Article 16, President, MLAs, right? And basic features of the Constitution. The question areas are once again familiar, but they are asked in unusually different manner, because see, me, all of us have studied about the election of president, but we were not at all bothered about the value of single MLA or vote of an MLA, or which state has got the highest vote share, or highest value of vote per MLA. So such kind of minute information, you could say, are usually avoided. So UPSC has got rid of such minute observations of things this year, and this is what has made this question paper unusually different. All right. Next, questions of subjects are scattered, which increases the feel of toughness. Obviously, as an aspirant, we usually have some segments in our mind, like from polity 15 questions would be asked, from geography 10 questions, from economics 10 questions, from environment 15 questions. But that trend, that has been broken by UPSC now, because you compartmentalize, you fragment your questions or approach in that manner. But UPSC has, like, it has filled the questions here and there. Out of 100 questions, you'd be looking at the polity questions in first 25 questions, few questions, and in the second set of 25 questions, few questions would be there, and at the 100 question, once again polity question would be there. Like this, it has included, or it has mixed up all the questions, subjects of questions of all subjects. How does this affect you? It definitely affects your thinking, and it affects your focus. Let's say you solve polity question in question number 1. Immediately after that you have current affairs question. Immediately after that you have environment question. Immediately after that you have a question related to agriculture. So it becomes a little stressful for your mind to get adapted to that trend. So obviously this is why the question paper the question paper is said to be time consuming. All right. Next, closely write or wrong statements. Big round of applause to the examiner who has set this question paper, or the examiners who have set this question paper, because they have very, very, very carefully designed the statements. You'll be definitely, not just you, even me, our senior mentors would be confused to choose the right statement. With internet, with mobile phone, with the expert team, it was so much difficult to prepare key answers. So obviously, imagine in those 2 hours, how difficult would it have been for you guys. So it became difficult because the statements were designed in such a way that they felt both right as well as wrong at the same time, right? This made the difficulty level even more difficult. Next, keywords play a major role in both question and answer, because question and statements, if you are able to completely or pay a keen attention towards the keywords, you'll be getting the right answer. Trust me, go back to the question paper, solve all the questions with the help of elimination based on keywords. Do not worry, we'll be coming up with a series of discussions, subject wise discussions for UPSC CSE 2023 question paper. I'll explain that how based on keywords you can eliminate the wrong answers. But here in this particular year, in 2023 question papers, keywords played a major role in choosing both the right answer as well as eliminating the wrong answer. Right. Last but not the least, questions were highly engaging in nature. So students would obviously get confused between the statements easily. Alright. Because like I said previously, all the question topics were familiar. So in such kind of scenario, it is next to impossible to leave that question and move on to the next question. So it is once again a trap set by UPSC. It wants to sit, banging your head with respect to only one question. So questions were highly engaging in nature, and obviously you would get confused between the statements easily. So these were the top trends based on our analysis, and we'll be coming up with more videos on UPSC CSE 2023 the upcoming few days. In next 1 week, we shall be releasing the detailed analysis videos for each subject of UPSC CSE 2023 question paper. Do not worry, I'll explaining in detail or in depth about various techniques or elimination techniques, or the approach to solving these questions in a very easy manner. So thank you so much for joining. Please do download our key answers. We have provided the links in the description box below, and compare your answers, and write down your score. And also, please do not forget to comment your score below in the description box or in the comment box. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. See you in the next video.